Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to my June 18th, 2019 PC Mac game update video. Now, this is only for PC Mac. It was to prepare the game for Island Living, which is coming later this week. I do not know when the equivalent update will be out for console, except for that since this was to prepare the game for Island Living, I would expect it should be coming before July 16th, which is the release date for Island Living on console. Now, to start with, we got a number of new things in the game. We got this new Randomized Traits button there, which we will check out in a minute. We got a lounge chair for base game that you can have placed by your pools or wherever you wish, but it does look like something that would be placed outside by a pool. It's Pride Month, so they've added a bunch of Pride content to the game. There was some clothing items, which we will take a look at. There was some gender-neutral doors, bathroom doors, or specifically one that had to do with Spa Day. And there's decorative Pride flags that you hang wherever you want to hang. Essentially, there's one that comes in many different swatches, and we can take a look at that when we go into build mode. We got some stilt foundations, two types. So, or as they say, stilt foundations, or as I like to call them, high heels for your house, or house heels. These don't need to be limited to just the tropics. Stilts are a great partner in crime to manipulated and flat terrain alike in any biosphere. You can find them in build mode alongside all the other regular foundation types. Now go get your stilt on. So we also have the ability to pull our eaves out further than we could before. We have more door colors. Okay, we may have gone overboard here. There are 350 new color swatches spread across all of the doors and arches in the base game catalog. If you've ever wanted matching doors in light brown, reddish brown, dark brown, brown, gray, white, or black, then this is certainly the update for you. We got a couple of new lot traits, which we can take a look at when we go into buy mode. We have one that was clothing optional, which is only for, does not apply to residential or vet clinics, but other types of lots, and off the grid, so you can live out your nomadic fantasy on any lot. And applying this lot trait will remove your Sim's use of power and running water, but on the upside, it keeps your bills down. So there's that. It says keep a lookout for existing objects with works off the grid note in the buy catalog. So the other thing in CAS, we got more toddler diaper colors. So we'll take a look at those with our little toddler that we have there. We now also have the ability to back float in the pool, and we're on a lot. I took them over to a lot that has a pool because their home lot does not have one. There was some ceiling fan updates, so now they cool a room if you have seasons and the fan is on, and it also will dry off damp Sims. And there's a ceiling objects build sort. And then when you're swimming, there's a chance for interesting things to happen to your Sims while swimming, like getting a cramp or losing their suit. Swimming also gives your Sims a boost in fitness skill gain. So they always did get fitness skill, but it sounds like you might get extra fitness skill from that. And then the other big thing that is new is that the part-time jobs got an update, which I had mentioned was coming. So all existing part-time jobs are no longer just for teens. Elders through young adults can do all of the jobs, and they can have 2 part-time jobs at once and pick between shifts. I expect that is only for young adults and up because teens already go to school. Now, there was also a lot of game fixes, a lot. I will be linking to these notes down below if you want to see all of the details, but I'm just going to go touch on a few essentially things that are often reported as people having problems with. Toddlers' needs will now always be refilled while they are at daycare, because there were issues where toddlers were coming home and their needs were in the red, and some people were having their toddlers taken away because of that. Adult Sims can now successfully put toddlers to bed. Now, that was an issue where there was a workaround if you put the bed not, so that it was perpendicular to the wall and not blocked on either side. You could work around that, but now I tested it. It seems to work fine. There's the toddlers eating in the high chair supposed to be fixed. It worked once when I tried it. Didn't work so well the second time, so I'm not really sure. And there were some issues with laptop mode for AMD graphics with Train Paint, and now it's supposed to work. And there's some issues with some graphics cards in Del Sol Valley. That's supposed to be fixed. And sometimes Sims who had a good reputation, or celebrity Sims. I actually thought it was good reputation, but it says celebrity Sims will no longer be falsely accused of stealing things. Even if they weren't kleptomaniacs, they were being accused. So that's not supposed to be the case anymore. Now, there was an issue with cats and dogs where you couldn't lecture your pets if they were adopted. Now, that's supposed to be fixed for existing saves, I should say. Now, city living, a couple of big ones here that I have noticed that have affected me is there's not supposed to be extra plants floating around at the romance festival. So when you would go, they'd be like floating, not in the pots, they would be elsewhere. That's supposed to be fixed. And the other thing is that the street gallery where you sell paintings on, that's been broken since the pre-Cats and Dogs game update back in November 2017 for PC Mac. It is finally fixed, and I have tried it and it seems to be working. So yay, I'm so happy about that because I can go back to selling my Sims paintings on the street gallery. The downside is if you have Get Famous, you won't get the fame, because if you sell right off the easel or off the wall and you'll see that there's a fame opportunity, you'll lose that. But you get that possibility of a 300% markup back, so that's very good. There's also some, I think the talking toilets were humming and making noise, and that's supposed to, I think, be fixed now. And there was also an issue where if you were having tea or coffee 3 times in a row, your Sims would die. That's supposed to be fixed. So that's a good thing too. I haven't tested that one. And get to work. There's supposed to be coworkers in the science career. There was a workaround where if you added other Sims in your world into it, then they would show up. But that's supposed to be fixed, that you don't need to do that anymore. I'm just trying to look at some major ones that I know I've seen. And there's been a lot of fixes for vampires, but I've heard there's been a few other things that have gotten broken for vampires. But that would be, all those details would be on EA Answer Headquarters. And of course, with any big game update, there are mods that broke. MCCC has a hotfix out that is fixed, at least most of it, 6.3.1 at the time that I'm recording this. UI Cheats extension broke. There's an update out for that. And essentially, pretty much the major mods, they all broke. So I am going to link to the Sims VIP article that essentially is hooked up to a database where they're keeping track of what broke, what's been fixed, what didn't broke. I've even seen some reports of some issues with custom content, Sims having glowy skin. Or we assume that's tied to custom content, but if that is and you have custom content, it could be tied to your custom content. But hopefully, before you updated your game, you took your mods folder out to test everything without it in it. But there definitely are problems, as would be expected with a major update. It was 1.4 gigs or something like that was the update size, so it was quite big. So on to taking a look at a few of these things that we actually got in the pack. Now, so the randomized traits works really well. Does not randomize your aspiration. You will have to pick that, or you'll have to use a site like the Legacy Challenge has a site that randomizes your aspiration and your traits, so you can just use it for your aspiration if you want to, if you need to do a randomization. I'm not going to use the randomized ones. I'm just going to pick some traits myself, because generally that's what I prefer to do. But it still, I think, is going to be really handy. A lot of people don't want to have to pick their traits, and then a lot of people also are going to want to, maybe if you're trying to create some Sims for the world that you have and you don't want to have to think about all their traits, then it works particularly handy for that too. So she is going to go with that. Now, her daughter, I gave her a fishing aspiration. So with fishing, there are a bunch of new things. Fishing can now be joined. So when you're fishing, you can fish with someone else. It will build social. Before, Sims would get lonely when they fish. But now if you're fishing beside someone, it'll build your social and your relationship with the person. That may have already been there a little bit, but it's definitely tuned so it's better than it was before. And you're supposed to get more fun from fishing than you did in the past. Supposedly this upper skill levels are supposed to provide more meaningful rewards with new interactions added to the fishing skill levels. I haven't looked at that in detail, but like I said, I'm going to have that as a separate video. And you can now mentor Sims in fishing, which various things you can mentor, not everything, but so fishing has now been added to the list of things that can be mentored. And when you discuss fishing with other people, you will learn about new fish and what this is. I don't know if this is by design or if this is a glitch. Once you learn about the fish, it adds it to your collections tab. So it's like you caught it. Even if you didn't catch it, it'll register like you caught it. So it actually makes right now the fishing aspiration very easy to complete. I was sort of play testing through the fishing earlier, and I had a sim who maybe was level 1, and they managed to get all the way up to level 10 and complete the fishing aspiration because he and his brother were both doing the fishing. So both of their fish catch towards the 20 that you need on the last tier. But also when they talk to people about fishing, they would learn new fish that they hadn't even caught. One was from Outdoor Retreat. They didn't go to Granite Falls, but it counted as one of the 20 fish that he needed. So definitely makes it easier to complete that. Like I said, I don't know if that's by design or if that is just a glitch. So let's take a look at the clothes that we got. We got this one-piece suit here, which comes in a variety of colors. It comes in 3 rainbow versions and then some just solid color versions here. That's part of the Pride content update. And then the other thing we got was a t-shirt, which I'm going to limit here to base game to make it easier to find it. So here it is. There are these 8, and these colors are the same for the males, but the shirt looks different in the males. Let's take a look. We have a male who is already in the shirt right now. So you can see how the neckline is different for the male version of the shirt. And there is also a pair of tights, which his wife is already wearing. I put it on in her athletic clothes over here as her second outfit. So you can see the whole rainbow outfit there. Those are the tights. Let's click on the tights and you can see the various colors of the tights, and they're an accessory. And here we go. So there's 4 different versions of the tights in the rainbow colors. I'm just going to leave her in what she has on. Now, the other thing that's really adorable is there are new diaper colors for toddlers. We're going to put her over to her swimwear. Obviously, you can put it in any category, but there is a bunch of colors here. So we have 15 new ones because we always had white, and then we have like a couple. They have the little flower on the back. We're going to flip her around. The little starfish on the back. Some polka dotted ones. And then this sort of scallopy looking one. There's a couple of those. And then these stripes. Couple of those. And then just some 4 more solid colors at the end here. So more variety that you can put your toddlers in those so they can go swimming and whatnot in those types of things. So that's it for the CAS items that we got. Essentially the 3 things that pertain to Pride, and then 4 if you count the fact that the male top is a different neckline, same colors, and then all the toddler colors here. So let's go into build mode and take a look at some of the things we got there. So we're here in build mode, and you can see that there's like a bunch of new different colors. I don't really know what was there before, but you can see there's a lot of colors here. There is these ones. We have a solid white one of those. I can see me using, I don't think that was there before because I always remember the other versions of them. No, just white. So that's good. And then this particular one, there it is in solid white. There it is in solid white. There's like all the archways with different colors. There's this little archway with like just a plain white, which white, I use white a lot. So I'm actually really glad to have like just plain white doors. So essentially that's the 350 swatches came here. The other thing that we did get with doors, I have it limited to base game right now. But because of the Pride update, there was something for Spot A. Spot A comes with a door that was, was girls only, boys only. They added this gender neutral door that we did not have before. Now, the things in Create a Sim and Build By mode, for the most part, don't show with stars. When I first came in, this did show with the star, the gender neutral door for Spot A, but nothing else does because it's base game. So even though it's new, you don't see it as new. And now the other thing for the Pride content is that we got under decorations. It's under wall decorations here, and there is the Pride flag. Let me see if I can find somewhere that I can sort of stick it up and we can sort of go plus through. The lighting's not the best in this particular room, so you can see there's a lot of different versions of that flag. So there we go. And then here is the lounge chair. I should probably just grab another one so you can see the color. So you can see it really does, and it's portable, but it's not here because it's on a public lot. But if you were to buy it on your own lot, you can put it into your inventory. So you can see all the various colors of the lounger chair, quite a few. So when we're cycling through to get to where it was before. Now with the eaves, let's go up because we need to be up. So this is an edited version of the Oasis Spring lot that I did. And I've already come here and pulled it out a little bit, but I didn't pull it. I put it back in because it didn't really, in this case, doesn't work to have it longer. So I'm going to use the shift key to just pull it out on this side. So you can see that's how far it goes out. Very, very far. I can see that working for some modern sort of type builds. But and you can go out on both sides, but I used specifically the shift key because I didn't want it to go out on both sides. I only wanted it to go out on the one side. So that is the items here. And then the lot traits, you can see when you go in here, there's no lot traits here. But that's not the thing. So we have off the grid, only available for residential and generic. So we cannot do that on a public lot. But the one we can do, but I'm not going to do, is clothing optional. This lot embraces an open, natural lifestyle, empowering visitors to shed strict material conventions and prudish societal mores, also their clothes. So now we're going to take a look at a couple of things in live mode. So you can go, I didn't realize I didn't bring her here, but we're going to bring her here. So you can come here and you can relax on the lounge chair. And we're going to show that you can back float in the pool. So we can take a look at that in action. Let's go fast. Let's get them over here. So they're both doing their thing. So there she is. She's going in the pool. And there she's relaxing on there. So you can see those. Now, the other thing that has that I have seen but isn't in the patch notes is that there are a couple of areas in the world that you can take your Sims and you'll have the option to wade there. They live in the Oasis Spring neighborhood that Johnny Zest is, where there's a community garden. And there was one spot down by the community garden on the other side of the sort of bridge that you could go and have your Sims wade, which essentially they'll go in their clothes and they'll just stand in the water. I've heard there's also an area in Magnolia Promenade. I haven't checked that out. And also at the back of the park in Willow Creek. I did look around here and I don't see anywhere where the Sims you can click on the water and tell them to wade there here. Now for fishing, let's take a look at Emery here. And because we have a pond here. So you have the option. These options are like the same as before, but now they have this little fishing symbol beside it. So we're going to have him examine the water. And when you examine the water, if you get information about the fish, you know how I said when you talk to Sims and get information about fish, if you examine the water and get information about a fish, that will also show up in your inventory as if you caught the fish. So we'll look here. He right now, I don't know if he's going to find anything. He's not very high, so it may not even be a thing. So they're showing as having 12 because the extra fish in like here that come with other packs will count towards them, which is something that's been like that for a little while. It wasn't always like that, but it's definitely something that I appreciate. And let's see if so this I find takes some time. I can't remember if this is something that I did before because I don't remember. I know it was a thing in Sims 3, so I'm not sure. I don't remember if it was a thing in Sims 4. For some reason, I feel like it wasn't, but you can tell I don't pay that much attention because if it was something, it wasn't something I did because I never really found it very useful. But so we're going to wait. Let's go fast and see if he got anything. Definitely takes a little bit of time, but it will. So there we go. We'll see what his message is. So it has koi. It says that there's koi there. But koi is something he had already caught, so it doesn't add anything to his. It would have given a star if it was a new fish. So we've caught koi, so we didn't learn anything new. But you can learn something new, and I had something for a sturgeon my sim didn't catch, but it added it to its collection tab as if you had collected it. Now we have someone embarrassed, but I'll look at that. Not that it matters for here. The other thing is that the notebook is now down here. It used to be up here. So everything's moved over. So the entertainment used to be the first thing here. So I know I'm going to forever go in and click the wrong one because, muscle memory is going to go there. But this is where the notebook is. So you can see he has nothing for gardening yet, but fishing is there. So it tells you here, whether you need to use bait. But everything that they have caught doesn't require any bait. So it's showing up like that. But that's kind of it. So the fishing got a big overhaul. It does help better with social. They don't get the loneliness that they had before. If someone's fishing beside them, will help build the relationship and gives them more fun. They've tuned it so that you can get a little bit more out of it as you level up your skill. And as I said, I'll do a more detailed video on that later. And so look out for that. But yes, this was a big game update. Lots of new things, lots of bug fixes. So definitely really good, and hopefully this will be coming to console soon. So that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much!